We have Honey on live with us. And Honey, I have a question here from one of the webinar participants. They're asking, once the PWS Centre of Expertise is up and running smoothly, how will families be able to utilise this? Will there be something along the lines of a hotline to contact the nurse for other clinicians, GPs, ER doctors, etc.? So around connecting with clinicians.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. I think, if one is thinking about how this might work best, what you're really going to need is that access to somebody who can point you in the right direction. So we envisage that we'll have a network of clinicians across the country who will be experts in Prader-Willi syndrome, and that what we would be thinking about is particularly those care coordinators will be the primary face of that connecting. With another group that we're working with as well, we have nursing navigators in 3 different states who work across the week to cover an email line and a 1300 number, which somebody will always have access to. And so having that central line, central email where people can go to and then access services close to where they live is kind of where we think we will get to. The current proposal that we have at the moment is starting quite small and starting really in that newborn period to try and build capacity over time. If you suddenly took on everything, it would be quite a challenge for a nurse working 1 day a week. So we're just thinking about how that might go. Kathleen has probably got some more thoughts in this space. But I might just answer that other question first as well. Transition to adult care models is not particularly well done for all disability, neurodevelopmental disorders. And we really hope by having adult clinicians in this space that we can get better connections to develop those transition models better. It's a work in progress. I might hand over to Kathleen to answer that last question.
Thanks, Honey. So the last question is, when do you anticipate the clinic starting? Kath, did you want to take that, or?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk to it a little bit. I can't start the video. So look, we're in the process of getting the legal contract put in place, and then it's a recruitment issue. So you would think that we can have Honey, recruitment for a nurse, you would think we could have somebody on the ground towards the end of this year. Would that be a feasible timeline for recruiting?
Sorry, I just muted myself. Yes, absolutely. I think we already have nurses in the subspecialties in endocrinology in Queensland and in sleep medicine who do a really great job within their subspecialty. But what we're looking at is this recruitment of a nurse who can support the more holistic care across all of those areas, and particularly the priorities which the family, the Prader-Willi Research Foundation has been working on in terms of neurodevelopmental, general health and well-being factors that are really important. I think, once the agreement's in place, which shouldn't be too long, really, we have a number of models of this already. And then it's just recruitment of a nurse with an interest in the space, which shouldn't take that long, actually.
And the other thing is we're hoping to be able to announce a second location soon. We're just trying to get past a couple of complications. And then they will have 2 days a week, nurses coordinating across both, locations, working with each other, which we can obviously spread across, 4 days. So we're going to be able to quite quickly, I hope, build towards, part-time care that covers, a few days a week at least.
Absolutely. And I think, really the potential there is to expand that over time. But really, the ability to expand it and transition this stuff into care as usual within the health system really needs us to collect the data to demonstrate the benefit. And that's where that strong advocacy and partnership with other rare disorders in determining this benefit of centres of expertise with good connections is really going to be important within the health system advocacy in the bigger picture, I think. So this starting small, get the data and build and advocate is the strategy that I would think will probably get us biggest bang for buck in the longer term.
Honey, I think that summarises things really, really well. And Kath, thanks for the update on the time frames as well.